Hey, what's up guys? It's Pastel. I just wanted to start by saying I'm very happy about the support on my last roleplay tips video. If you haven't already seen it, you can watch it here or through the playlist, and I'm so glad that it could be of use. Now, I apologize for the extreme delay in posting this series, and I am very sorry about the lack of uploads recently. I just haven't had the time to work on this series as much, but now I'm gonna bring it back. First and foremost, I'm going to separate this video into two parts: mods and how to install them, and voice acting and everything you need to know about it. So, without further ado, let's get started. To begin with, mods. Mods should only be downloaded from approved mod sites that are safe from viruses. So for example, these sites include CurseForge and Modrinth. They are very reliable for safe Minecraft mods. Between the two, you can choose whatever you want, but this tutorial is going to focus heavily on CurseForge, as that is the main app that I have used for my roleplays and still use to this day. Okay, now that we've moved over to CurseForge, I'm going to show you how I set up my mod packs for my projects. Again, you don't have to do it this way, but this is just how I do it. So this button right here that says create, we're gonna create a mod pack. So you can name this whatever. I'm just gonna call it name for this. So if you would prefer to use fabric mods for your project, this is where you would click fabric. If you want forge, then you're gonna click forge. That is the one that I use for all of my projects. So where it says Minecraft version, we have a few options. If you want access to mods like Blockbuster Studio or BBS, this is where you would select one of the 1.20 mods. However, my projects, I use 1.12.2. So now that we've selected 1.12.2, your Forge version will automatically set to the most stable version for the release that you selected. Once you hit create, you'll be brought to this screen where your mod pack has been set up for you. So down here, you'll have a few options like mods, data packs, resource packs, shaders, worlds. You can add content to each of them, but I'm going to show you how to add mods to your project. So let's click this button over here that says add content. Then here you can search for mods that you may want for your project. So for example, we're going to install just enough items. So whenever you install a mod, just be sure to check the compatibilities for certain dependencies. So you can kind of scroll through, and if it has something that says requires, then you're going to want to add it to your mod pack. Some mods that I enjoy in my roleplay projects are mods like Blockbuster. So some mods that I like to have on my project as well are stuff like custom NPCs, which is right here. I like to add custom NPCs to my projects, and there are no dependencies for that. As for some minor mods, I like to have world edit on my projects. This gives a ease of use feature that allows me to quickly place blocks, remove blocks. It's all around just a great mod for your project. Now, if you're looking into some custom blocks like furniture items, stuff like that, I can recommend DecoCraft. DecoCraft is a little big on smaller computers, but yet again, you can use it if you think your computer can handle it. Some other mods include mcrp mods. So there are quite a few. So Chameleon allows you to add blockbench models to your project. Emoticons helps you add custom emotes to your Blockbuster animations and gives a new player model that allows you to edit to make poses seem more fluid. mcrp is the library mod for all of the mcrp mods, so you might want to have that just to prevent some overlaps. Some other mods that I like for my roleplay projects are Macaw's mods. So Macaw has a few mods, including Macaw's Furniture. macaw windows, macaw doors, macaw bridges, macaw's fences and walls. This one is very nice if you like that vanilla style of your fences. And there are just a bunch of mods available. So say your mod pack is complete. There are a few optimization things that I use to make sure that my mods will load. If you press these three little dots up in the corner, there is a button that says Profile Options. So CurseForge automatically sets your RAM usage at 4096 megabytes. I like to do a custom RAM allocation. My computer has quite a bit of gigabytes of RAM on it. This will always be your max gigabytes on your computer. If your mods are a little hefty and you think that they're going to take up more than, let's say, like they're going to take up about 6 to 8 gigabytes, you might want to move this a little over. My projects I use about 12,000 megabytes for because I don't want to just override my entire PC when I use it. But basically this is the optimization settings that I use. So once you click done and you have your mods all together, you can hit play. Hopefully with that information, you now have a better grasp on how to download mods safely and to create your very own mod pack for your project. Next, in order to use the mods in-game with your builders and/or body actors, you must have a Minecraft server. If you do not already have a Minecraft server, you may purchase one through BISECT Hosting. BISECT Hosting has been so generous to partner with my channel over the years, and this is the hosting service that I use for all of my projects. You can support my channel by purchasing a server through the link bisecthosting.com/pastel. This link will give you a free 25% off your server. Because I know that servers are so expensive, with this discount, you can save more and put more money into your content. There are many great tutorials to help you to add mods to your Minecraft server on the BISECT support page. This tutorial won't go into detail with that, but I will link the video in the description for your viewing pleasure. Always remember that you must keep the same mods on your server that there is in your mod pack. Otherwise, your body actors and builders will have a very difficult time joining your server. Okay, now moving on, voice acting. There's no specific or absolute way to get voice actors. For example, many voice actors of Camp Conduct were my best friends at the time, except for a few. However, there are many ways to gather your voice actors. For example, you can A, ask a friend, just as I had mentioned, B, start a casting call. This is where I found my Project Dorian voice actors. Casting Call Club is the easier option because it lets people interested in your project apply for you. C, ask a voice actor if they are interested. Now, you can never guarantee that this will work, but there are a lot of people in the community right now that are very willing to help out with your project. Or D, make a social media posting asking for help. Okay, so now we're on the Casting Call website. You can click this create project once you've created your account and have set it up how you like. Once we hit create project, we are given what is this project called. So this would be the name of your project that you want the potential voice actors to see. So let's say I'm creating a murder mystery kind of like mansion style roleplay. Let's say Murder Mansion. Once you've set your project name, create projects. The deadline will be when every voice actor needs to have a submission to be considered for your project. So this can be literally anything you want. The automatic is a little over 2 weeks. So down here, this is some payment information. Because Casting Call Club features paid and unpaid roles, there will be some options that you'll have to select. If this project is not going to be paying voice actors, then leave it as unpaid. If you are going to be paying voice actors, but a little differently than just like right up front payments, then you will select deferred and specify why your project is deferred for payment. If it is paid right off the bat, then yes, you will click paid. Down here, there will be payment or contract details, although for most Minecraft roleplay projects, there are no contracts, But if it does require an NDA or something legal, please put that there. So next, we're going to add a role. So this is where you find what type of talent you're looking for. So for this, we're going to select voice actor, but there are options including voice actor, actor, singing, artist, animation, video editors, musicians, audio engineers, writers, directors, agents, producers. There's so much you can do with Casting Call Club. But for this, we're going to select voice actor. So for the name of the role, let's say Ashton. Once you hit enter, you'll have a bunch of options. So in this description, you're going to put what the character is all about, what you want voice actors to portray. Is this role a lead role? Is this role a side character? And then down here, there are custom audition lines. So with this, you're going to want to select a few lines from your scripts or just create some lines and put them in there so the voice actors have some form of direction. Down here, you'll have voice age and gender. Casting Call Club, thankfully, has a lot of already selected options. So find whichever one of these is your character or matches your character's description and go ahead and select it. So since this character's name is Ashton, we're going to say male teen. There's an option for accents, so there are a bunch of accents that you can select from. So when you select accents, just find one that's good for your character. If your character doesn't have an accent, you can just type it in here. You can even do all English accents. So voice description. This is where you can add a bunch of descriptions about the voice. So the language this role can be performed in. So if your project is an English project, you are more than likely going to select English. So these questions down here aren't really that necessary. Voice actors have a bunch of different hardware they use and softwares that they use. But the main point of this tutorial is to just gauge interest from voice actors on Casting Call Club. So once we're done, we're going to hit save. And then once this little thing goes away, it'll save. So you have this voice actor position open. So just repeat these steps with the talent you're looking for, and sooner than later, people will start to audition for your project. Once the deadline is up, then you can go through your project and start casting roles. Casting is totally available at any point in the project's deadline, but I would wait until the end to start casting your voice actors because that gives you more time to have a diversity of talent. There's no specific way to get voice actors or to find mods for your project. Just do what feels right for you and your project. These are my suggestions, however, so don't feel pressured into doing it my way. Feel free to ask me questions down below in the comments, and I will be sure to reply to everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day or night.